Doesn't that look yummy? That is a stuffed chicken breast along with a stuffed onion. And that's what we're going to make. They're really cool. They're tasty. Maybe it'll be something you'll try, especially if you like onions. So of course the first thing we do need is the onions. I got 2 Vidalias. This is an experiment because I've never tried stuffing an onion before, and I wanted to see how it would work. Now the tricky part was actually coring the onion. It wasn't as easy as I thought, but it still worked. The first thing we're going to do after we peel them, of course, is take a slice off the top to give it a nice big opening. Of course, all the leftover onion I will use mostly in the dish. So there's our onions. Now for the fun part, attempting to core them. Well, I figured I could use a spoon, but just like you would with a pumpkin when you go to carve it in the fall, I wanted to kind of cut out a bit of the edges. So there you go. I've cut it out. I used a tablespoon. Seemed to work okay. I'm going to put them aside and we're going to chop up the onions. It seemed like I had a lot. I actually pulled out a half onion out of the fridge I was going to use, but I didn't even get to it. Well, it does create quite a bit of leftover onion, and I really don't want it to go to waste. Not that it would. So we're going to take this onion, I'm going to chop up what I think I need, and the rest we're going to set aside, which is almost half, really. So here's the half I'm going to save for another day. Put that aside. And the onions in the bowl we're going to chop up to use in our dish. So we'll chop them up as fine as we can. Put them back in the bowl. We're going to put some more veggies with it, just 'cause. I had a half a pepper needed to use. Well, that's going into the mixture. Just like that. And I also had some mushrooms, of course, in the fridge. Pulled them out, chopped them up, fairly small. They're going to reduce. We're going to throw them in a frying pan. So here we go, one big bowl. We're going to grab a frying pan with a little bit of butter, medium heat, of course, and we're going to cook these down. And in just a few minutes, maybe 5 or so, they're good to go. We're going to take them off and put them back in our bowl. This is going to be part of our stuffing mix for both the chicken and the onion. So the next thing I did was I took a half a sleeve of crackers and crushed them all up. And that's going to be part of our filler. If you want to put a little more in, go ahead. If you want to use actual breadcrumbs, go ahead. Whatever you want to do. I mean, you could even use oatmeal. My mom used to. Cheese is gruyere. I hope I'm saying that right. I got that nice pack. And of course, what goes with onion soup. So I thought this will go with stuffed onions. I chopped it up into slices. Hopefully I've got enough cut. Our next step is to get the chicken breasts ready. I've got 5 of them here to stuff. We'll pull them out. I've had them in the freezer, so obviously I had to let them thaw. And once we wash our baking sheet. We throw some parchment paper on, put it aside till we're ready to deal with our chicken. So we grabbed a cutting board and we're going to slice the chicken open, kind of butterfly it so that we can put our stuffing in. Carefully cut it. These are a lot easier to slice open when they're partially frozen. As with everything, I got to them when they were fully thawed. And we make it work. Here's our chicken breast. Ding, ding, ding. We'll put them aside. Let's start stuffing them. So our vegetable mixture gets put on first. You don't need a ton. And then, of course, gotta have cheese. Now, I think a little bit of cheddar would have worked well too as a combo. This was still good, don't get me wrong, but I think the gruyere and the cheddar would have been a great mix. So to that, we're going to put some poultry seasoning. Then a little bit of garlic powder. Then some pepper. And of course, this is all the taste. You can put it on, you can not put it on, and put extra stuff that you want on. And into the oven we go at 350. About a half an hour it's going to take. So let's get to our onions. Now at this point I'm going to tell you, I wish I would have pre-baked the onions for about 10-15 minutes just to give them a head start, and I'll know that next time. So we put some cheese in the bottom. To that we're going to cook up 1/4 pound of hamburger. It's not much, just enough to give it some flavor, and you can see here how much it was. It really wasn't much, and it's going to help fill up the onions and give it some good taste. Well, we've given that a mix. Well, let's stuff our 2 onions. I think we have just about enough to cover both of them. And this takes a little bit of back and forth, because I want it to be as even as possible. And of course, at the halfway mark, we got to put more cheese in, so we've still got a couple hunks of cheese. If you want to put in another type of cheese, cheddar, mozzarella, whatever, feel free. And the rest of the topping goes on. And of course, I still had a few pieces. I was going to use the cheese mix that I've got on the counter there, but instead I used the last of the gruyere cheese. Into the oven, and here's the end result. Doesn't that look good? And it really is good, both the chicken and the onion. A couple thoughts. I would have rather pre-baked the onion. I think it would have given it a little sweeter taste. I also would have wrapped it in bacon. Kind of wish I would have now. That way you get all 3 different meats, your bacon, your hamburger, and your chicken, which is kind of funny. We'll try that next time. If you like onions and chicken, give this recipe a try. Leave me a comment below if you do. Hey, give me a thumbs up while I'm thinking of it. If you haven't subscribed, please give her a subscribe. Share it if you want. Hey, I'm all for that. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.